What's going on, everybody? Tonight, episode 3 of season 9 of The Walking Dead aired, and this is me continuing my review series for The Walking Dead season 9 with the review for episode 3. Um, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I like to do TV reviews, movie reviews, 4K Blu-ray unboxings, random videos. I might do a vlog. I do collection updates. I might do some type of challenge things with some friends. You never know. I also might do some video gameplay. I do that here and there. It's never really taken off, but I'd love for it to actually take off. So, yeah, but this is my Walking Dead Season 9 review series. And, yeah, if you're also new to my channel or new to my reviews, I do spoiler reviews for TV shows. Now, movies, I try not to give spoilers, but TV shows like this and my other ones that I'm doing right now, which is The Deuce and The Mayans MC, it's too hard to talk about and actually, review it without going into detail about what happened in the episode. I've done it. It's just, I felt like I was always saying the same thing and not being able to explain why I liked it or why I didn't, and it just always came out like the same. So now I've been trying to do, just don't care about giving out spoilers and just talking and reviewing the episode. So, and everyone who watches seems to like those, so this is how I'm doing it now. But anyways, let's just dive right into the review. So, if you don't already know, this show stars Andrew Lincoln, Norman Reedus, Lauren Cohan, and Melissa McBride, and so many other phenomenal actors and actresses. Those four have just been on the show the longest and, are kind of the main characters. You got Danae, I don't know how to say her last name, who plays Michonne, but I just name off these. So, as we all know, who are people who are watching season 9, or at least have seen it advertised, Rick Grimes is leaving this show, leaving this season. So, I talked about in the first episode review and how I thought they were doing it, and I felt like it might have been possibly a, just a whole marketing technique to try to get some of their fan base back, because they kind of pissed off the comic book people when they killed off Carl. And then you also have the people that don't really like Negan, didn't like Negan, so they left the show, or they were pissed because it's not about zombies anymore. So many Walking Dead fans have just kind of abandoned this show, and I don't see why, because I get it if you're a comic book reader and you're kind of pissed off because they're changing the storyline, but really they're just going to probably change things around with certain characters like they've done before. Like, in the comics, Rick's not dating Michonne. Actually, Michonne is dating Ezekiel, and Andrea is still alive, and she's dating Rick. So they've always changed little details, but with Rick leaving and Carl dead, there's no telling how things are going to play out for this show. But honestly, I'm really enjoying season 9. I think it's actually way better than season 8. I like season 8. Is it what I thought the war was going to be, the first half of it? No, but I really did like the second half with Negan actually being out and not stuck behind walls. As soon as he got out, I really felt like that was when the war started. Not so much the whole, they had a plan, it actually worked, and then things went to shit and they got out. But, yeah, that's when I started really liking season 8. And I've liked every season since, so far, even all of them actually. And yeah, they have some slow moments, but naturally every show has a little bit of dull moments throughout the season, so you just have to stick through it. But yeah, this episode, they're fixing that bridge, and on the last episode we saw one of the sanctuary people had gone missing after they were trying to take fuel to the hilltop, and they went missing, and then you have the whole the one guy that Daryl got into a fight with last week. Rick sent him off, and we saw him come across someone that he knew, but we didn't know what had happened to him because he got hit over the head. So what had actually happened was that was Oceanside, and they were trying to get back at all the saviors who had, killed family members of theirs and people that they knew. And they're not after all the saviors, they're just after the ones that they know, killed certain people. And yeah, it goes against everything Rick is saying and trying to teach, but they thought that, saw what Maggie did to Gregory, and that sometimes there is another way, not just Rick's rules. So, there's that. And I don't know, I didn't think it was Oceanside. That was actually a big twist. I actually kind of thought it might be the sanctuary people that, went missing. Maybe they came across him leaving, and then, they had ran into the Whispers, and I thought maybe that would be how they introduced the Whispers, but no, that's not the case. And I'm going to save what's happening, going to lead into the next week's episode for last, but boy, am I excited. We had that whole Rick and Michonne and Judith, spending the family day together, having family fun day, because she had to go to the doctor for a cough. That was actually a really nice, little montage that they had. And then, Rick got a little bit, we got to finally see Rick actually having fun being a dad with one of his kids. Because ever since the beginning of the show, it's always been survival, survival, survival. You got to be cautious. You can't have fun. You can't be loud. And now they're at a place, they've done rebuilt Alexandria. This was the first time we've seen Alexandria, the town, since it kind of got blown up. So that was really nice. I really do hoping that they show more of Alexandria in the coming episodes. But I really did like that whole montage of, them being a family. And Rick and Michonne are actually talking about having kids of their own, which I thought was really kind of interesting. So, but, I also liked that, Rick went and saw Carl's grave. It kind of felt like he was, he was just happy and peaceful. Granted, his son's dead, but we got to see a side of him actually being happy. And I don't know, I enjoyed it. I love Psycho Rick, but I also enjoyed seeing him because he's been through so much shit and lost so many people and has so much weight on his shoulders. It was just nice to see him, have fun, which hasn't happened at all throughout this show. So, really nice there. You had, Maggie and them, they're kind of on the edge of, with Rick, because they don't agree. Her, Daryl, Jesus, don't agree with how Rick kept Negan alive, and they haven't gone to Alexandria since Negan's been locked up there. And we actually got to hear, because Rick and Carol had a nice little moment in the woods looking for a missing person, that they actually had a nice little moment of Rick actually explaining why, he still has a moment every morning when he wakes up, wanting to go down there and just kill Negan and all of it for good. But that is not, he doesn't think that's what everyone who has sacrificed their lives, that didn't make it to this point, on their way to this point, would want him to do. Herschel would not have wanted Rick to kill Negan. And that's how Rick sees it, because Herschel always thought, if there's a way to save a life, every life matters in this day, because it is a world full of dead and the living has to overcome the dead. And if we just keep killing, then we're not doing that. So that's how he's saying, because Dale had that message, Herschel had that message, Tyrese had that message, Carl towards the end had that message, even Glenn always had that message. Glenn didn't kill anyone until season 6. He never wanted to kill anyone, except for when, he would have loved to have killed the governor, what he did to Maggie. But other than that, he's never really wanted to kill anyone. He's always had that whole philosophy of, we have to be better than them. And he even had that philosophy even on the last episode that he was in before Negan bashed in his head. He always had that philosophy. And that's how Rick is looking at it. And Maggie just, they can't get past over the past. They think if they kill Negan, it's going to change things. It's really not. I mean, you just have to move on. Negan is suffering in a jail cell. He is locked away. I think death is too easy. They should be looking at it as death is too easy for him. As long as he's locked up, that you can torture him, he is stuck without power. That is the biggest torture to him. So, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I have a feeling Negan is going to get out. They are supposed to introduce the Whisperers, which is a big, storyline in the comics. And Rick and Carl have a big part to do with that. So, I am very curious to see how they change things up. I'm also curious to see how Daryl's role is going to take up if Rick leaves. When Rick leaves, I am curious if Daryl's going to become like the main, character that we're following, become a leader, and I don't really see it. I think they're saying more of Michonne becoming the leader of like Alexandria, because they even mentioned, she's been taking care of running Alexandria while he's off doing the bridge. So I think that's the thing that's going to happen. They're like setting it up for his departure, and Michonne's going to become a leader, and she's going to lead Alexandria. And then I also really loved what Rick said to Daryl when, Daryl thinks that the saviors who live at the sanctuary ain't ever going to fall in line. This is just bound to happen. And Rick's like, no, you have to give them a chance. And he's like, they don't, he kind of just saying, he's like, you have to make a choice. And I think it's a choice that, I don't want to butcher it, but it's like, I think you have to make a choice, and the choice is going to be the best choice you've ever made. Just like you didn't kill a cop who left your brother for dead back in Atlanta, and that was in season 1. And the look on Daryl's face was like, oh shit, maybe he's right. But I don't know. I mean, because at the end of season 8, we all know that Maggie, Daryl, Jesus, and I want to say someone else, I can't remember, all kind of was forming like a rebellion against Rick just to kill Negan, saying Rick is wrong. And I think that's going into motion. I'm pretty sure it is, because next week's episode, it looks like Maggie and Daryl are going, they say they're going to go see Negan, which means they're going to go kill him. And then it looks like Daryl is going to, and Rick's going to get into a huge fight. And I mean, like, the biggest fight. They fought, I want to say, they fought once before, but nothing like this. It's funny with how they've been, when Rick doesn't want people to live, he just sees people as enemies. All people are enemies. It's funny how Daryl is always the opposite at that time. He's always wanting, people are a resource. You need to, living, all lives matter. And in a world full of the dead, and you have to have hope. But then when Rick has all the hope and shit for humans, Daryl is the complete opposite. It's like they flip-flop. They both can't be on the same page. It's like, yin and yang. So, honestly, I don't know how they're going to do it. But they did say that there's only going to be 2 more episodes with Rick Grimes in it. So that is next week and the week after. Also, Gabriel. Before I forget about Gabriel, what the fuck is going on with that one girl? I can't remember her name. The garbage lady. It's not Alicia. Alice, maybe? Might be Alice. What's going on with her? She's talking to the people on the, helicopter. She traded people for supplies for her people. And that's what she was going to do to Gabriel the first time she took him. And that's what she was going to do to Rick. That's why she wrote the A on the cargo container in season 8. But is she about to trade Gabriel? And is Rick and them going to figure it out? I don't know. But I think they're about to have Rick's about to have a good bit on his hand, just because, I mean, I honestly do think that Daryl is going to be the one to kill Rick. So, I don't know. Hopefully, if he does, then, like, he has so much remorse for Rick, for what he did, that it ends up making him an even better character. It develops out his character a little bit. Who knows? I hope they don't just make him kill him and then he has no remorse for it. Because in season 4, after Rick bit out that, Rick and him were talking after he bit out that dude's neck, we're brothers. And they've always been close. Daryl has always been kind of Rick's right-hand man. So, Daryl has stuck through by Rick and through all the ugliness and death and, yeah. So, I don't know. I honestly think that's how they're going to go. But if not, I hope that they do justice to killing off Rick Grimes. I really do. And on that episode, I'm definitely going to be a little sad, and we're just going to talk about it. I'm going to help you get through the process of mourning. It's possibly going to be the death of the show, in all honesty. So I'll help talk about that and stuff like that. So, yeah, Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 3, I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 stars. I think I've given 5 out of 5 stars to every episode of this season. But I can't help it. I don't have anything wrong with this season so far. I really love these episodes. I'm enjoying this season. I love the new title card, the intro. I love all of it. I think this season is great. I feel like it's like a episode of season 3, but way better, because season 3 and actually season 4 is probably my favorite season. So it's more like season 4 and even better. So I think season 9 is probably going to be my favorite season. Because it's season 4, season 7 so far, and now it'll probably be season 4 or season 9, season 4, season 7. Because I love Negan, so season 7 had a lot more Negan and more of Negan's intimidation and stuff like that. So I really did enjoy that. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying The Walking Dead so far. Hopefully you haven't just became one of those people that hate it. I hope that everyone is still giving it a chance. Hopefully if you're watching this, you're enjoying my reviews for it. And yeah, let's just talk down in the comments about every little detail. If you agree with me, if you don't, do you think Daryl's going to kill Rick? How do you think they're going to handle Rick's departure of the show? Also, how do you think they're going to handle Maggie's departure? Because she's also leaving. Just right now, I can't see her leaving for some reason. I can't figure out how they're going to do it. They're not saying up for anything for Maggie to leave. So is that actually happening? Is it not? Let's talk about it down in the comments. Also, hopefully you're checking out all my other, TV shows and content, because those are really good too. The Deuce I do right before Walking Dead, and then The Minds is on Tuesdays, and then throughout the week I might do a movie review, some unboxings, stuff like that. Also, in the description I have links to my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pages. You can click on over there for updates on personal life. I might have ideas for a video, and I might do like a poll type deal. Say I'm going to see 2 movies one weekend. I might do a poll and see which one y'all might want to have a review of for more. I might get 2 movies or a couple movies, and I might do a poll and see which one y'all might want to see an unboxing for, because I'm not going to unbox everything. I might also give away some digital copies over there. You never know. And yeah, thank you for all the support. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button for more awesome content like this. And if you can share it with all your friends, family, everyone that you know, and people that you don't know. And hit that subscribe button for more awesome content like this. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.